Jim McGregor here at Computex 2025. I'm here with Greg Cnossen. Cnossen.
Yes,
I got to pronounce that properly.
Yep.
At Qualcomm. And Greg, the obviously the biggest thing here at Computex for a second year in a row is the AI PC.
Yep.
But where we were last year with AI and where we're here this year is completely different. We didn't have reasoning. We didn't have DeepSeek and ChatGPT-01. So can you kind of walk us through where we were and where we're at?
Yeah, great question, Jim. So really excited to be here, and thank you for the time this morning. Yeah, it's been quite a year. Obviously, a year ago, Qualcomm entered the PC category. We launched products. I think we kind of had a pretty strong point of view with, putting 40 tops, making a large investment into our SoCs. When we looked at that, I don't know that we quite had a vision of where and everything of how it would come out. I think over the last year, we've seen not only a lot of work with Microsoft and what we have with Copilot+, but we've also seen some of these large language models and small language models come on to the device. And so we're seeing a lot more innovation. I think, like you mentioned, DeepSeek. But as we go forward, I think there's a lot of innovation around how do you put agents, how do you have different agents on the PCs, and how does that in your day-to-day interaction, and how do you interact with your PC going forward? So I think there's tons of innovation here, not only with Copilot+ and what we're doing with Microsoft, but just around the rest of the app ecosystem and how you use your PC and interact with your PC on a day-to-day basis.
So we talk a lot about how it changes how we use our PC, but
correct.
Are we seeing any changes in the PC itself?
So today, not as much. Tomorrow, I think so. So again, I think when you look at how you interact with your PC, today it's been pretty much keyboard, touch, panel interaction. I do think as you go forward, your input devices into the PC likely change. So again, whether it's data that comes from your phone and works with your PC, but just think of all the senses and how that can interact with your PC. I think that will change as we go here over time.
So maybe no keyboard, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it could be.
I don't know what it looks like.
You could see that. And again, I think as we innovate potentially, I do think there is a familiarity. The PC has historically been your most productive device. Mm-hmm. And so being able to kind of go back to the roots and the highest level of performance of a device. So again, I think opportunity for innovation, but there's some comforts that the PC gives you that maybe over time we'll see how that plays out.
And we're going to have a lot of different intelligent devices and agents operating all around us.
Correct.
In our mobile devices, our portable devices like the PC, our home, our office.
Correct.
How important is the PC throughout this whole agent environment?
I think it's really important. And again, I think you saw, if you watched Cristiano's keynote yesterday, I think he kind of had a pretty good vision where you had input devices in. The PC will be your highest performing device. You can put your large NPUs on the device. You can also store a lot of your data on the device. And so your personal data, what it needs to know about you, how the models you need to train about you. And then it obviously has both on-device and cloud applications and business processes. I think your PC can be the center hub for all of that.
So do we call it the master agent?
Could be. It could be. I like it. I like it. I like it.
And, I have to ask you because, right now, you get incredible battery life, performance, all these benefits out of a Snapdragon PC.
Correct.
But it looks just like every other PC.
Correct.
What could or should the OEMs or even the rest of the industry do to differentiate these devices?
Yeah. No, I think you're kind of hitting on it. One of the superpowers that Qualcomm has is its IP libraries. And you can see some of the innovation that we've brought on the smartphone. I think if you look at camera technology, audio video technology, display technology, I think that is a superpower that we bring, are those mobile experiences and how to bring them into a PC form factor. And so when you look at some of the more successful designs too that we've had in market, they've really optimized around our SoC, the low power, bringing some of these innovations in. So again, I think that's where, as we go forward, thinking about how do you not only have a great battery life, but a great performing CPU or great performance in the device. It's how do you make the device more personal, whether it's camera technology, display technologies, optimized. The more optimized designs, I think, are what the opportunity ahead is.
Well, and you guys have incredible technology for AR glasses, for earbuds.
Correct.
So, I mean, it would be great to see kind of a Snapdragon universe or environment.
Yes. No. You're right into the right line of thinking. We have a technology called Seamless where device-to-device interaction can play out. And again, as we talked about AI models, having the models being able to interact in addition to data, I think it's a green field of innovation opportunity that's ahead of us.
Yes. And why can't I buy a purple PC?
Colors. I love colors.
I mean, why do they have to be, silver, black, white?
So, I would love more color innovation. So I agree.
Okay. You got to be a Dodge fan then, right?
Yes.
Chris, thank you. Is there anything else that you can think of that's really important with this whole AI PC transition?
Again, with the AI PC, there's just how we started the conversation. What we thought a year ago to what we think today, that has changed. The amount of innovation is fascinating. And again, just as we've been here the last 48 hours, I think you're seeing more and more ISV work. You're seeing more and more just innovation in this area. So I think what's ahead of us, we may not know yet. And being nimble, but putting the right hardware in place to take advantage of what can be, I think is what the opportunity that we have ahead is.
Well, I think that connectivity is a critical importance. It's funny because I've seen some of the forecasts from IDC and others, where they're saying it's not just all about compute. Correct. It's all about that comms connectivity.
Correct.
So I really this is my pitch to the OEMs. Every PC should have a cellular modem.
Yes. No, I love it. I have it on my PC. It is a life-changing experience. You land from an airport, you can on the drive in the Uber, you can you can connect. It's I've been on week-long business trips where I don't connect to the hotel Wi-Fi. It's a life-changing experience.
Oh, I use my PC technology more when I have a cellular modem than I ever did before because I would rather type on that PC or have a conference call on the PC than I would on a cell phone.
Correct.
So I'm saying all the right things, right?
You're saying the right things. It's a great use, and again, it makes you want to use your device more, which is exactly what we want.
And let's put this in perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, the PC for the most part kind of inched along with new features and or usage models for 2 decades.
Correct.
So how big is this?
I think it's big. Like you've got a lot of innovation on the hardware side and what you can design the device around. And then you have a lot of innovation on how you can use your device. And you hit it. You can, whether it's connectivity, whether it's AI, whether it's some of the new just interactions with the device in terms of inputs and outputs. Again, I think the next 3 to 5 years that we have in this category is going to be as disruptive as we probably had 20 to 25 years ago.
And I think part of that, and you can tell me, because you're doing a lot of go-to-market strategy.
Correct.
You can, I think a big part of that is just educating people 100%. On how to do it.
Correct.
I was on a flight with a person that was laid off last year that does educational software.
Correct.
Now she's become a teacher.
Yeah.
And she says, we used to develop software for developing lesson plans.
Correct.
Now I can hop on ChatGPT and do it in minutes.
Correct.
And she can do customized plans for different people. So just learning that one feature changed the way she used a PC and everything else.
Correct.
So what else is changing about the go-to-market strategy for these? Because I know you guys have been working on that too.
Correct. Because I think, again, a lot of, as we've come in, not only do we have to develop great products, we've had to tell the world about the products. And again, it's something that's unique in the PC ecosystem is the dependency to build a channel out. So we've had to invest a lot to build a channel, to create go-to-market engines, to have a marketing team, create, how do we train sellers, both consumer and commercial sellers. So we've been investing a lot over the last year to do that. And again, you'll see this play out. You'll see a lot more presence in store environments. You'll see a lot more of a build out into our commercial channels and a lot of a build out within our OEMs in terms of tools where their sellers can go to market. And then on top of that, I think you want to have a good reason to buy so that people can utilize this technology. So, you kind of bring up an idea. Like an example is one of the programs we're working with Insight right now is an example where We wanted to do a 0% financing offer, get the technology in the hands. Maybe we change the way they do the purchase, but really work a seamless opportunity here so that the technology can hopefully accelerate in the hands of their customers. So there's some good ideas, not only on how we train and educate the channel, but also how we can activate some of the products through the channel.
That's great. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
And I look forward to maybe doing this. You know, I say every year, but I almost think we have to do it like every 6 months or every quarter.
Agree, because that's how we started again. Keep coming back to that.
Yeah,
I'm surprised at the level of innovation and what we know today versus what we didn't know yesterday, and it just forms what can happen. And so the speed of innovation is something I haven't seen in a long time.
I really appreciate this.
Awesome.
So
Perfect.
thank you very much.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you.